Hey guys, welcome to today's video and thank you so much for stopping by. So today's video is a review video of this brand new Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation and this Gel Cream Liquid Blush over here. Drugstore is flooded with all new goodies. Recently I shared with you a haul and I shared with you all the goodies that I got. I will link that video down in the description bar below, so please do check that out. Actually, I just finished filming a review of the brand new Wet n Wild Dewy foundation, the primer serum and the lip gloss. I think I will upload that video first. If it is up, then I will link it down in the description bar below or somewhere here, so please do check that out. So yeah, let's just jump into today's video. Before starting, if you are new here, then hi, I am Neeta. I upload makeup, skincare and beauty related videos almost every alternative day. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. For that, go to your YouTube app, press that red subscribe button, also press the bell icon next to it. It is really important, otherwise YouTube will not notify you whenever I upload a new video. So if you want to get notification, ring the bell. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's just first talk about the packaging, their price, their shade range and their claims. So talking about the foundation, it comes in a glass bottle like this and there is a rose gold kind of a cap, and when you open it up, it actually comes in a pump, which is absolutely great. I love how foundations with pump, so I am super duper impressed with the packaging. So it comes in total 14 shades at least on Ulta's website. I can see it comes in total 14 shades. For a Maybelline foundation, it is, I think, not enough. But I think they will soon launch some more shades. At least they should. It retails for $12.99 at Ulta and you are getting 30 ml of product, which is really good. Now let's just talk about the claims and stuff. So it says doesn't clog pores, dermatologist tested, the lightweight hydrating foundation your skin won't want to take off. Okay, hydrate skin is formulated with hyaluronic acid and collagen. Oh, it has hyaluronic acid and collagen in it. Medium coverage foundation for normal to dry skin, delivers instant radiance that glows. We will see that. So let's just talk about the blush. It retails for $7.99 and it comes in total 6 shades. Mine is in the shade Fuchsia Spark and it says creates a natural looking flush of color instantly. This lightweight gel cream formula goes on flawlessly. The oil free water infused gel formula easily glides for a excuse me, for a dewy finish, water infused with color pigments for a buildable natural look. A little goes a long way for a more pigmented flushed look. Add more product as desired. We will see that. Let's talk about the packaging. It comes in a tube like this, plastic tube with a screw cap. The packaging is pretty travel friendly. There is no possibility of leakage and you're actually getting 8 ml of product. One more thing, the packaging is color coded. That means you do not have to swatch the product to know what color it is. The color on the tube matches the product perfectly, which is a great thing. Now let's just quickly jump into the application and wear test.
So first I'm priming my face with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I always like to test out my foundations with my trusted primer. And I'm taking the foundation and this is in the shade 80 and you can see it has a very thick consistency. It is not liquidy at all. It has a very nice thick moussey kind of a texture. And I'm just applying it with my Real Techniques beauty sponge and you can see it's blending beautifully. It is not heavy and it is like blending seamlessly on my skin, and I like to use sponges for my foundations, so I'm using sponge only. And here is how my face looking. One side is with foundation and the other side is without foundation. You can see it has given me pretty good coverage. It is like medium coverage foundation. It is not at all straight bang on full coverage. It is medium coverage foundation and also it is kind of satin finish or natural finish. It is not matte, it is not overly dewy at all. And you can see I have some foundation left on the back of my hand. And this is how my face is looking after one layer of foundation. And again, you can still see my acne scar peeping through. It is again satin, very natural kind of a foundation. It is not overly dewy or not overly matte. Now I'm just building up the pigmentation to see if I can get full coverage or if it becomes heavy or cakey or not. It was layering up pretty nicely, I must say. It was blending beautifully, and after that it gave me pretty good coverage as well. So this is how my skin is looking after 2 layers. You can see it is, the coverage is pretty nice, as I must say. Now I'm just applying my concealer just to see how it layers up on top of the foundation, because some foundations just do not work with other liquid products, but my concealer was blending beautifully again. Now I'm taking the blush, cheek hit blush, and you can see it has a gel like a thick consistency, and it is pretty bright in color, pretty bright pink color. So I'm applying it on the apples of my cheeks with my beauty sponge, and you can see it is not that pigmented. It was looking pretty pigmented, but it is not that pigmented. It is pretty sheer. And when I applied it first, it was not showing up that well. Then I layered it up, and this is how it's looking. One side without blush and one side with blush. It's looking pretty good according to me on my cheeks. And I'm just applying another layer just to see how much I can build it up. So it was layering pretty nicely. At first it was kind of blotchy, kind of patchy, but I took out my sweet time and I started blending it, and after that it it was showing up, and it was looking pretty good according to me. And you can see here on the clip, it's looking, I think it's looking good. Now I'm just setting my entire makeup with my Flower Beauty Universal Finish translucent setting powder. No matter what foundation it is, if I do not set, it does not become long lasting. So I always like to set my foundations with a little bit of translucent powder. Now I'm just setting my entire makeup with my Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I also applied my blush, bronzer and a highlighter, and here is the final look. I think everything is looking pretty good. The foundation was very skin like. It was looking pretty fresh. My blush, bronzer, highlighter, everything applied seamlessly, and the blush is also looking good. I haven't applied any powder blush. This is how everything is looking after 9 hours or so. I'm pretty much sure I wore this foundation for 9 hours, and you can see the foundation is looking bomb. Seriously, it's looking as if I just applied the foundation, but it was late at night and it settled on my smile lines just a bit. I have had worse. It's not that bad. And my blush was still there. You can see the blush was still there, and I was so happy to see that. I mean, the blush lasted on my dry skin pretty well. That is really impressive. And the foundation was not breaking apart. The foundation was intact on my skin. It was looking really good. My nose was a bit shiny, not too much though, but a bit shiny. And considering the fact that I went for shopping, I cooked food on that day, it was pretty hectic day. And you can see the blush on the back of my hand. The stain is still there. When I first took out the blush, I took it out on the back of my hand, and it is still there, which is pretty impressive. And I must say, I'm pretty much happy with the foundation and the blush.
So you saw how those products apply it. Now let's just talk about the formula and consistency. So the consistency of this Maybelline foundation is a bit on the thicker side. It's not at all runny or liquidy. It's on the thicker side. Though it's a thicker consistency type of a formula, it blends beautifully. It does not become heavy or cakey at all. And the blush, it is truly a gel based gel cream type of a blush. When you pour it out on the back of your hand, it is kind of a gel cream formula, but when you start to blend it out, it just becomes a bit like satin kind of a formula, but it is not too matte or it is not like too gel consistency, you know what I mean. It is something in between. The formula is actually very similar to their Dream Satin Liquid Foundation. You guys probably know I love that foundation. I use it often on my channel. I think the formula is pretty similar to their Dream Satin Liquid Foundation. I must say, when I was using the foundation, it blended like a dream. It was seamless. It was blending like a dream. I want my foundations to blend like that. So I was super duper impressed. Talking about the blush, when I tried to apply it with my finger the other day, it became a bit patchy, so my fingers did not work. Then I started to apply it with a sponge and then a brush. For me personally, a stippling brush worked, I think, fine with the blush. And one more thing, it is a very like vibrant fuchsia pink shade, but when I was applying it, it sheared down. I mean, it was pretty sheer and it became a perfect blush shade for my skin tone. So I'm glad that I picked up a dark deep shade because I was a bit nervous about the shade. It is a bright fuchsia pink. I was like, I may end up having a clown cheeks, but thank God it did not happen. And I'm thankful that I did not pick up a lighter shade, because I have a feeling that if I would pick a lighter shade, it would not show up on my cheeks, at least on my skin tone. So I'm glad that I picked up a a darker shade. Now let's just quickly sum up the pros and cons of both of these products. First, let's just talk about the foundation. First of all, the packaging is really user friendly, and number two is it is very lightweight. Number three, it is medium to full coverage. If you build it up, it becomes a bang on full coverage. And number four, it does not become heavy or cakey at all. Number five, according to me, it is a radiant foundation, yes, but it is not a dewy foundation. That means when I was applying it, it was kind of dewy, but after like 15 or 20 minutes, it became a very satin kind of a foundation. It is not like flat matte foundation like their Maybelline Fit Me or their Maybelline Superstay, but it is not dewy either. It is something in between. It is kind of a satin finish. And next pro, I think it is pro number 5, is it is really long lasting. The day when I was testing it out, I wore it for like 8 to 9 hours and it was still intact. Pro number 6, it is non-comedogenic. Pro number 7, it did not break me out. Pro number 8, it does not have any kind of weird funky smell. It has a little bit of smell, but it is not something weird or funky, which I absolutely love. Pro number 8 is it does not dry out my super duper dry skin. It feels very lightweight, very skin-like, as if it is my own natural skin. My own natural skin, like a better version of my skin type of foundation, you know what I mean? So pro number 8 is, it is, I think the price point is quite satisfying, though it's $12.99. For a drugstore foundation, it is kinda up there, but for the quality and the quantity, it justifies the price. Pro number 10 is, it is like, it does not emphasize any texture on my face. I do not have much textury skin. Still, I have some dry patches and stuff. It does not cling onto those dry patches. It does not emphasize any of my fine lines. It does not settle on my smile lines, which is a great thing. Almost all my foundations, most of my foundations actually settle on my fine lines, smile lines, but this foundation doesn't do that, which is a great thing. Now let's just talk about the cons. First one is, of course, shade range. It comes in only 14 shades, which is not enough. They should bring some more shades in this line because the formula is outstanding. Con number 2, and the biggest con, is Maybelline is still not cruelty free. I mean, come on, it's 2020, right? So that is a big con from my side. And the next con is, I do not think I have another con. That's it. That's the con list. So those are the pros and cons. My final thought is, do I recommend this product? Yes. Will I use it? Of course. and it is, I think, going to be my one of go-to foundations. So yeah, I am super duper impressed with the quality of this foundation. I 100% recommend it, and I think this is going to be a perfect foundation for all skin type, like normal, combo, dry, oily. So this is going to be a perfect foundation. So for my oily skin girls out there, or for people who have really oily T-zone, I do recommend you setting it with a powder. I have dry skin, still I set all my foundations with a little bit of compact powder. That way just I feel like my makeup just becomes long lasting. So yeah, if you do have oily skin or oily T-zone, just do set it with a powder. Otherwise I'm afraid it will not last that long. I rated 5 out of 5 this foundation. You need this in your life. I 100% recommend it. Now let's just talk about the pros and cons of the blush. Pro number 1 is the packaging. The packaging is super duper travel friendly, super duper convenient to use, and it is color coded, so you do not need to swatch it separately to get an idea of the color and stuff. So that is a big pro. Number 2 is it is reasonably priced. Number 3 is at least this particular color did show up on my cheeks. Number 4 is I have kind of a dry skin, and it actually lasted on my cheeks for a really long time. I do not know about oily skin people, but on my dry skin it lasted pretty well. Now let's just talk about the cons of the blush. First of all, though it is a very dark kind of a color, but it is not, I think according to me, it is not true to its color. The color kind of shears down and kind of becomes way too light, not even 1 or 2 tones lighter. It becomes a way too light. So I think if you get a lighter shade of this blush, it may not show up. Con number 2 is it is not cruelty free. Con number 3 is you really need to work with these blushes. I mean, when I tried to use my finger, it was not blending, it was kind of patchy. I did not like it. When I tried to use my sponge, I actually had to use my sponge as well as my stippling brush to make it look opaque, to make it look even on my cheeks. And I really needed to take my time to buff and blend this product on my cheeks. That's when I got the desired result. If you do not like that much of effort, then you may not like this product, because you need to take your sweet time and you need to buff and blend it. My advice is take a stippling brush, that way it works best. Con number 3 or 4 is the shade range. They have some lighter shades and 1 or 2 dark shades. There is nothing like a coral or everyday peachy kind of a shades. I think they should come up with some more shades in this line. I think they should work on the pigmentation, because it is not a well pigmented blush, and if you have darker or deeper skin tone, then I am afraid you won't find a perfect shade for your cheeks. So, and another thing I want to quickly mention is that if you have really oily skin, then it may not last on your cheeks for a longer period of time, and in that case you need to top it up with another powder blush. So yeah, those were the cons and those were the pros. I rate this blush 3.5 out of 5, considering the fact that the color did show up on my cheeks. It did lasted on my cheeks for a really long time, and also it became kind of opaque when I blended it for a really long time and stuff. So I rated 3.5. Do I recommend it? Probably if you are not someone with oily skin, and if you want a cheaper alternative option, then definitely give it a shot. But I won't recommend you getting the lighter shades, because I am afraid they won't show up. So you can make up your mind whether you want to get it or not. So that's it for this video, and that was my review of these products. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If you did, then please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any question regarding these products, then please let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. And if you are not following me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, please do follow me there. All the links will be given in the description bar down below, so please do check that out. So yeah, see you soon in my next one. Till then, bye and take care. Mwah.